So as you guys know by my previous videos, I've been using Kessil LEDs recently to light my holding tanks and grow some of the plants in my holding tanks for the short time that I have them, because I've been selling out so quickly on my website. And you know, the results from using them have been amazing. The plants grow really fast, they look great, and above all, you know, I have a lot more access to my aquarium, and it's a lot easier to do maintenance on my tanks because there's not these really long strip lights, you know, blocking the entire top of my tank. It's just, you know, one fixture on a little gooseneck that I can just move out of the way, you know. So they're really convenient, they're extremely bright, they're perfect for foreground plants, and as a matter of fact, I've noticed excellent growth in those plants in particular whenever I've had them in my tanks. So they're just really good light fixtures for planted tanks, and I thought it would be cool to do a video on one of these Kessil LEDs that pretty much started it all as far as lights, you know, not specifically tailored to planted tanks, but you know, kind of getting there. You know, the A150W Amazon Sun was really the first light from Kessil that was specifically designed for planted tanks, but you know, before that there was the A360WE tuna sun that we're going to talk about today that you still could tune to the appropriate Kelvin rating for plants. So technically it was a light for planted tanks as well, but it wasn't one that was made specifically for planted tanks. But nonetheless, it was one of the Kessil LEDs that started the you know, this line of LEDs from Kessil, and I thought it would be cool to do a video on it and show you guys the benefits of using this light versus the other Kessil LEDs in this lineup. So first and foremost, the big difference between the A360WE Tuna Sun and the other LEDs is that this one is much bigger. If you're concerned about space, the A360 might be a little bit of a challenge to use. However, you know, I still pretty much think that these lights can be used in a variety of applications because they are so small compared to traditional light fixtures that we're used to. You know, for example, those long, you know, light strips, you know, these are just compact, and you know, they're small and they produce a lot of light. But you know, nonetheless, it is bigger than the previous Kessil LED lights, so if maybe that might be a concern to you, it might not. But in general, Kessil LEDs are really compact, as you can see, even though this one is bigger than the other ones, and you can still make them work with a variety of different aquariums. Now, similar to the A160, the A360 has the tunable feature as well, the tunable being for the color temperature and for the overall light intensity. That's a really nice feature. I really like that feature myself. I really don't use it that much. Well, I use the intensity dial a lot because sometimes, as I said in my previous video, sometimes I will have more sensitive plants underneath these lights, you know, that don't really need a lot of highlight, so I'll just turn down the intensity. And sometimes I'll have plants like dwarf baby tears that require really high light to you know, stay alive, so I'll turn the intensity all the way up. But other than that, that's the only tunable feature that I use on the A360. The color temperature dial I really don't use at all because it's it already, at its, you know, default setting, I guess you could say, it's on kind of like a warm color. You know, I don't actually know what color temperature that is exactly because there is no markings on the dial or anything that tells you what Kelvin rating you're turning it to. So there's no way to say like it's on 5000K or 6000K or whatever. But all I know is it's on its warm setting because that's how it looks in my tank, and you know, it's a nice warm color. And by the way, that's one of the things I kind of don't like about this fixture is that there really is no way to tell what your Kelvin rating is set at. You know, this one is tunable between 6000 and 9000K, but there are no markings, as I said, on the dial or anything that tells you where you're setting your Kelvin rating at. And even Kessil's LED controller, which is a remote controller that you can use with this fixture to program a variety of different things, even still, the controller does not tell you what Kelvin rating it's set at. It just instead goes by percentages. So in other words, if you set the light intensity to 50%, it would be, you know, half of its overall brightness. It wouldn't be it doesn't tell you, in other words, what Kelvin rating it's actually set at. So you kind of just have to leave it on the warm setting or wherever setting you see fit, and just hope that it's at the appropriate Kelvin rating to grow plants. As I said, I've used it on its default setting, turn all the way, to its default setting, so right where it starts, where you can begin to turn it, and that seemed to grow plants perfectly fine in my tank. So I would recommend you stay at that setting as well. But in the future, for future Kessil LEDs, I would really like to see an option to know or to see where you're tuning these lights to, and what Kelvin rating you're tuning them to, because when you're just left in the dark like that, that can pose a bunch of different issues within a planted tank. Because if the default setting wasn't a good color temperature to grow plants, it wasn't set a good color temperature that grows algae, we'd have a problem there, and then we wouldn't know how to fix that, because there's no way to tell what Kelvin rating the light is at. So that's something I would really like to see fixed in the future. But other than that, the tunable features or the tunable feature for color and intensity is actually pretty cool, and something that makes this LED pretty unique within itself. Now, as far as brightness, I've noticed that the A360 is the brightest light fixture that I currently have, because the A160 and the A150 that I have do not come close as far as brightness to the A360. The A360 is very, very bright, and even if I were to move it up a little bit, over my tank would still be perfectly illuminated and perfectly illuminated to grow plants. So it's a very bright light fixture, so it's perfect for anybody that has a tall aquarium that wants to grow demanding, light hungry plants, or basically a planted tank that just requires high light. It's perfect for tanks like that. And as I said, out of all the ones that I currently have, this one is the brightest. So it's a very bright LED and perfect for highlight applications. Now, noise is one thing that people have been talking about when the A150 came out. The A150 is pretty loud. It does have a fan inside of it that keeps it cool because these LEDs do get pretty hot. But the A360, on the other hand, is super, super quiet. I would compare it to the same noise level as the A160. So whatever cooling feature it has inside of it, it must be similar to the A160, because the amount of sound it produces with its cooling fan is pretty much identical to the A160. So if noise is an issue, say you have your tank in your bedroom or a place where you don't really want a lot of white noise, excess noise, the A360 is a perfect light because it is extremely quiet even with its cooling fan turned on. So that's pretty much all there is to say about the A360, and I'll end this video by giving you guys my final thoughts about Kessil LEDs in general. So currently I have 3 Kessil LEDs that I use over my aquariums: the A150, the A160, and now the A360. And I have to say that out of all the light fixtures I've used for my planted tanks, the Kessil LEDs seem to be the best. They are extremely bright. They're very compact, which makes servicing my aquariums and just, reaching in every now and then to do stuff, it makes it a lot easier, because I don't have to fumble around with strip lights, and put them somewhere else. Instead, I can just, as I said earlier in the video, just move them out of the way. So they're extremely convenient, extremely compact, highly versatile with how you can mount them. They come with a variety of mounts, including the gooseneck and the 90-degree adapter. I shouldn't say including, because those don't come with the light, but you can purchase those separately. So a lot of really different mounting options that I think are really, really cool. And overall, I just think that they're really high quality LEDs. They definitely are an investment. They are more on the pricier side, but I really think that it's worth it, because investing in one of these LED light fixtures is something that's going to last you for a very long time. I mean, LEDs in general last a long time. Some LED fixtures can run non-stop for like 4 years without ever needing anything replaced. So that's a pretty long time. So Kessil LEDs are built to last. I haven't had any issues with them as far as construction or build quality or light output or anything. Absolutely no issues. To me, they are just the best LEDs for planted tanks, and I think that anybody that buys one will just be extremely happy with that purchase, and they'll really notice the benefits, because especially for highlight plants like mosses and dwarf baby chairs and stuff. They just grow so much better under these lights than any other lights that I've used. So thanks everyone so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and stay tuned because I got a lot more awesome stuff coming to Jacob's Aquarium, including more live shows. As you guys know, I built a new computer so I can do live shows again because this PC can handle it. So I'm going to be doing a lot more live shows and also bringing you guys a lot more videos in a more timely manner because I can finally render videos on this PC in under a minute, it seems like sometimes. So this new PC is really helping me out. And there's going to be a lot more stuff coming to Jacob's Aquarium, and so you can expect a lot more awesome content in the future. Thanks again for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Have fun with your tanks, and I will see you next time.